remember to stay hydrated. And today we're going to be checking out a bunch of budget CIVIVI knives, as well as one Wii knife that stands out from the rest. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Minimalist. My name is Brandon and I hope you're having a good day. Like I said in the intro, we've got a bunch of CIVIVI knives on the table, as well as one specific knife that we'll go over at the end. Now, before we jump into all of these knives, I wanted to make you guys aware of Wii and CIVIVI's Father's Day promotion coming up. This is going to go live from June 1st all the way until June 20th. And what they're providing is up to 25% off on various models. They'll be including this gift pack that comes with a hank and a few stickers with every single order while supplies last. And finally, they're going to be doing a 25% off this bundle here. You get the CIVIVI Elementum, you've got a lanyard, as well as a CIVIVI pen. They didn't disclose how much these are going to be going for, but I assume it's going to be a pretty damn good deal. If you guys are interested in participating in that Father's Day promo, or you just want to purchase one of these knives, I will be leaving an affiliate link in the description below to both Wii and CIVIVI. If you want to help support this channel, then use those affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, just gives me a small kickback. So that way I can keep making these videos. Let's go ahead and get started with our very first knife, and that's going to be the CIVIVI Mini Sandbar. Now, this guy comes in at anywhere between $70 to $95 depending on where you get it, and it is a newer model from CIVIVI. This specific variant has a black Nitro V blade as well as green G10 scales. This thing is going to be on the smaller side. It's operating off of bearings, and the only deployment method is the flipper tab. Now, the thing that sets apart the Mini Sandbar from a bunch of other CIVIVI models is going to be this 3D machine titanium pocket clip. You don't really see this a ton in other CIVIVI models, and I really like the attention to detail that they went to on this specific clip. It slips into the pocket really well, and I can really appreciate this overall design. Again, it is going to be on the smaller side, so if you're looking for a smaller carry, I think this would be a fantastic option for you. Next up is going to be my least favorite of the bunch, and that's going to be the CIVIVI Synergy 3. This one is going to have the Damascus blade as well as layered G10 with twilled carbon fiber scales. This is the Tonto variant, and they go for anywhere around $130 to $155, making this one of the most expensive knives on the table today. Now, the reason why I don't like this knife so much is because of that blade shape. It has this really weird curve here on the blade spine, and then you've got a pretty big belly that leads into the Tonto end. Coupled with those round scales, it just doesn't feel that high end. And if I'm going to be paying $150, I would expect something a little bit nicer than this. Maybe if they went with full carbon fiber, it would be a little bit better. This is going to be based off of personal preference. It cuts really well, does the job, but in my personal opinion, it's not my favorite. Next up, we've got a very minimalistic knife, and that's going to be the CIVIVI Lumi. This thing is super small, is a front flipper, and comes in at only about 50 to 60 bucks. It's going to have a black washed 14C 28N blade along with G10 scales. Now, just to reiterate, this is a very, very small knife. To give you guys a quick size comparison, look at it next to the CIVIVI Elementum, and you guys can see that thing is absolutely tiny. I wouldn't recommend bearing down on this knife. It's probably more suited for opening packages and light tasks. However, I have tested this in my Mighty Pouch Plus as well as my micro pouch from Rover EDC, and it fits in those pouches really well. This is going to be more so a beginner knife if you want a front flipper. If you just enjoy that symmetrical design, then I can definitely recommend it to you guys. It does have a deep carry pocket clip, and it will literally disappear in your pockets when you go to carry it. Next up, we have a really nice gentleman's knife, and that is going to be the CIVIVI Appellation Drifter 2. I've never handled the Gen 1 version. I guess this is the Gen 2 if they're calling it the 2. But overall, this is a pretty sweet knife. It comes in at anywhere between $90 to $110 depending on what variant you choose. I went ahead and went with the green micarta version. It's got a Nitro V blade with that satin finish. It's a liner lock, and it has a deep carry pocket clip. I guess the only gripe I have about this knife is going to be the liner lock. Basically, it's really hard to engage that lock bar. If they would have just shaved this down a little bit on the show side scale, I think that would have been a lot easier to access, maybe add some jimping on this lock bar. But that's pretty much the only gripe I have about it. Basically, this thing is a front flipper. You also do have this fuller where you can do a spidey flick, and I really do like the overall design of this knife. Ergonomics are super solid. It's not too small or too big, and I think this would be a knife that would be perfect for a night out. So the next knife I have to show is going to be a heavy hitter, and that's going to be the CIVIVI Conspirator. I've been seeing a lot of comments from you guys asking what is the best CIVIVI button lock, and it's going to be hands down the Conspirator. I've handled a button lock Elementum, I own an Altis, as well as a Cogent, and then also the new Chevalier. But so far the Conspirator is literally top notch. This thing is awesome. It actually is on the level of the Malibu. If you guys have watched the reviews on the other models that CIVIVI has for button locks, I've just told you guys that it's super mushy and it doesn't feel really tactile and clean. This one, however, is very tactile, very clean. You can do a reverse flick as well as the flipper tab. You can deploy it with the button. This is just a really good, solid button lock knife. Now the Conspirator comes in at $80 to $95, again, depending on what variant you choose. This is going to be a slightly larger knife. Just to give you a quick reference, here is the Malibu next to the Conspirator. That's the only drawback with the Conspirator, is it is a more large knife. It still feels really nice in hand ergonomically, but if you're trying to get a small to medium EDC knife, then you might want to go for the Altis. Now this thing does have a Nitro V blade, which is absolutely fantastic, and cutting performance is awesome. It's extremely slicey, and I have used and abused this one. If you're trying to get your hands on your first button lock, this is the one I would suggest, and this is probably one of the best knives on the table today. We've got two more left on the desk. Let's go ahead and show you this one, and that's going to be the CIVIVI Praxis, brand new with the Cabotia wood scales. Now this one does have a black 9CR18 MOV blade. Now the Praxis is an absolutely huge knife. To give you guys a quick example, here it is next to my Sebenza 31 large, and they're about the same size. So if you have XL or double X hands, then this might be the model that you would want to go for. This knife goes for about anywhere between $45 to $55 depending on where you get it. And if you're just barely starting out in the knife game, this might be a really good option. It does have a finger choil up front so you can really choke up. You've also got some jumping here up top on the blade spine, and it is a liner lock. This thing is relatively drop shutty just because it is on bearings. It does have a large blade. It does have a tip up deep carry pocket clip. This is going to be pretty much uniform to every other CIVIVI model. So I saved the best for last. If you are enjoying this video this far along, then go ahead, throw me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can see that future content. The last knife is going to be the brand new We Knives Banter. This thing is one of my most favorite models of all time, and this is probably my most favorite variant. This is the brand new version with the shredded carbon fiber scales along with a black S35 VN blade. Now this thing is going to be coming in at about $130 depending on where you get it, and the reason why I like this one so much is because of the detail that they put into the carbon fiber. This is probably one of my most favorite CIVIVI knives of all time, aside from my shipwrecked Banter. It's the absolute perfect EDC size. It's very minimalistic, very symmetrical, and then I just really like how you can really get into your cuts with precision if you need to bear down on something. It's fantastic. I would recommend a Banter to any of you guys looking for that higher end production knife. Again, it's only coming in at about $130, and if you haven't handled one already, I would highly suggest you do. This thing feels completely different than any other Wii or CIVIVI model. Maybe you're trying to step up your CIVIVI game up into the next tier. This is going to be the perfect knife to do that. But there you guys have it, 7 different CIVIVI/Wii models that I can recommend to all of you. I want to know, do you guys already own a CIVIVI or Wii knife, or what are you guys carrying today? Let me know in the comment section below. And matter of fact, if you guys do comment below, I will be including these for a giveaway. So we're going to give away 3 of these gift packs, and I'll probably announce the winners live on stream. I do that every single Friday night, so if you guys want, go ahead and tune in. And aside from that, guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.